Hello, my friends. This is Dr. John back with you again. I have a few announcements that I want to share with you. First being that a lot of people over the last year or two have expressed a lot of sadness that the Balancing Point radio show went off the air. And so we are now reestablishing the Balancing Point, but doing more video. People tend to be drawn more toward video, but there will be blog information, a lot of things on the site. So check out thebalancingpoint.net. That's thebalancingpoint.net, and we will have timely information such as weekly updates on what's happening with coronavirus problems. And a lot of what's on the news from different sources is misinformation or disinformation in some cases. And so I'm on almost daily webinars and or conferences with doctors from China, from Italy, from New York City, with top reproductive specialists to see how they're dealing with this with their pregnant patients. And so I'm going to bring that news to you from a little more reality, let's say, from the front lines. They're talking about what works, they're talking about what they're using, and what they've tried that didn't work. So that will be going up at least weekly, maybe more often. Our podcasts are still available for those of you who want to listen to some of the older radio shows that were on there. We will also be adding more podcasts as well as video. So please join us there. Today I want to talk about telehealth a little bit. So that's a word that has just jumped into the mainstream lexicon. Everybody's talking about telehealth. Now, telehealth has been a thing for many decades, but you're going to see more and more and more of it. You're going to see a lot of it from the Western medical standpoint. Typically, most people are going to their doctor, having their labs looked at, and then given a prescription. Well, that can be done much more effectively and actually with greater satisfaction doing it with telehealth. So for our practice, I am still here seeing patients on a regular basis. I feel it's important for me to be open because my patients are the targets of this pathogen. Many are older, immune compromised, autoimmune problems, cardiovascular issues, diabetes, obesity, etc. So I feel it's important for me to be here and treat patients. We take massive precautions. The entire office is really reworked. We're doing massive disinfection. We're spacing patients widely. We're masking. So I think it's probably as safe here as anywhere outside of your home. So I am here available. However, I'm also available with telehealth. And a lot of my patients are deciding to do telehealth, and they absolutely love it. I mean, they love it. And I find I'm loving it. And I found out the other day why I'm loving it. I was on a webinar with a fertility specialist, and she did her doctorate. Her name's Kate Levitt. She did her doctorate in oxytocin. That was her dissertation. That's the bonding chemical that bonds mom and baby, bonds lovers when you look deeply in each other's eyes and that bubble forms over you. That's an oxytocin high. And she was talking about the critical nature of keeping your oxytocin up at this time because it's counteracting your stress hormones. So in a safe way, in your home, sheltering in place, try to be as affectionate with your loved ones as you can, more touching. If you have a dog or a cat, make them really, really happy by giving them lots of love, and that'll increase your oxytocin levels and help keep you healthier and happier. So definitely want to do that. And what we're finding from telehealth is that by looking into the camera, looking at each other, where we're not distracted by a keyboard or anything else, that is actually increasing oxytocin levels. And when I'm through with an appointment, I'm pretty much giddy, and so are my patients. So they're loving telehealth. In fact, there's some I think that's what they'll do forever in the future. Now, one more announcement. California has lifted many of the telehealth restrictions. So in the past, I could do telehealth, but I could not do it for a first appointment. Now that's been lifted, and I can do an initial appointment through telehealth. Now, I won't be able to do pulses, obviously, and there's some parts of the exam that I can't do, obviously, because I can't touch people, but there's massive, massive amounts that we can do, reading labs, looking at people's tongues, histories, etc., that can be very valuable in this time, because then I can specifically recommend certain immune boosting things, because we're all different and we should not all be doing the same immune boosting supplements, herbs, and food. So if you have friends, relatives, people that you know in the state of California, I can only do this if they're in California, that would like to do an initial appointment by telehealth, we are now available. So be happy, touch a lot, be extra kind to everyone you see, and go to the balancing point and check it out. We're going to have new things up every few days. So be happy, be healthy. Thank you.